Hey everybody, welcome back. Please leave a like so this video is recommended to others and hit that subscribe button so you can keep seeing videos just like this.
There's a line across America where reality starts to break down. They call it the 37th parallel, and it might just be the strangest stretch of land in the US. Running from Santa Cruz, California all the way to the Chesapeake Bay, this latitude, 37 degrees north, has been dubbed America's Paranormal Highway. Why? Well, it passes through various mysterious military bases, national parks, and clusters of high strangeness, almost like it's a roadmap for the unexplained. Going from east to west, this line runs right through Washington, D.C., and then on over to Appalachia, where we know there's a lot of weird stuff happening. It also cuts through the largest cave network in the world, Mammoth Cave in Kentucky, which there's some weird stuff with caves and things like Missing 411. It also passes through Joplin, Missouri, home of the infamous Hornet Spooklight, and the Ozarks in general, a region haunted with cryptid sightings and bizarre encounters over the years, and it's also home to the New Madrid fault line. It also skirts the edge of the Dulce Basin, New Mexico, a super secretive installation that allegedly houses aliens and unspeakable experiments, as well as Taos, New Mexico, home of the Taos Hum. From there, it runs directly through Skinwalker territory in the Four Corners region and not far from Area 51 itself. Now, what's really interesting about this parallel is the number of major UFO cases and sightings that have happened through history along this line, like the 1941 Cape Girardeau UFO crash that happened in Missouri, or the Roswell crash in 1947, even the Mantell case in 1948, which prompted the launch of Project Blue Book after the captain of the squadron intercepting the UFO that was seen perished trying to pursue it. And even in the 1800s, people were reporting mystery airships well before the Wright brothers ever took flight. And there's also been reported occurrences of missing time, people driving on the highway, seeing strange lights, then snapping back to reality hours and miles from where they were without explanation. And then there's the livestock. Thousands of cases since the late 1800s, all with the same signature. Major organs, eyes, and other body parts removed with surgical-like precision. The bodies drained of and no tracks, like they were almost dropped from the sky. So what is the 37th parallel? Well, some people think that it could be a ley line or some kind of dimensional rift. Others think it could be a kind of cosmic highway for UFOs for some reason. Make sure to drop your theories in the comments and let me know what you want to hear about next.
That's actually really interesting. I never knew that. I never thought that. Isn't that where the highway is too, where they have a lot of truck drivers, serial unalivers? I think it does go exactly where this is. Wow, interesting, very interesting.
Steph Chambers caught something pretty chilling on camera. Take a look.
Okay, so this is what I happened to find on my security camera. If you keep watching on the road, you'll see a headless pedestrian. Not sure if it's a ghost, not sure what. It's just extremely crazy. So I figured I'd share it with you guys. There it goes, walking down the road. And this also isn't the only sighting.
What the hell?
And then disappears. And the camera's still rolling. And then disappears. And the camera's still rolling. Disappears. And the camera's still rolling. And you'll see a white truck pass. This is all, none of it's edited. This is all real footage.
Steph is clearly unsettled by this walking corpse, but I see nothing wrong with someone who just wanted to clear their head. Steph Chambers caught—
He did have a head. I think he was just carrying it. So there you go, debunked. Just the guy carrying his head. Nothing to see here.
Yo, I don't know about you guys, but the saga continues with this unreal meat. You gotta watch this. This is crazy. The corned beef is actually starting to disappear. Oh man, when will they stop doing this? Something's wrong, I swear to God.
Damn, that whole thing was glue. It completely melted. How is that even legal? There wasn't a single piece of that was actually meat.
I genuinely thought I was tripping. Like, I thought that, I don't know. I thought everything was going back in time, man. I don't know what I thought, but oh, it wasn't good. I genuinely thought I was tripping. Like, I thought that, I don't know. I thought everything was going back in time, man. I don't know what I thought, but oh, it wasn't good.
She's really good at that. Maybe only she's traveling back in time. She glitching by herself.
Thought you guys were gonna think I was crazy, and everybody already thinks I'm crazy. But I have been studying insects for the last year. Watch this, and then I'm gonna jump back in here. This is, I knew it.
CIA's fake animals. In the 1970s, the CIA developed what they called the Insectothopter, which was a drone the size of a dragonfly and hand-painted to look like one. It was kept secret until December 2003, when it was revealed to the public at the CIA museum, and the project was abandoned because it was too difficult to fly in crosswinds. Another similar project was the Nano Hummingbird, created with specifications given by the Defense Advanced Research Projects
you're my
Agency.
witness here.
These weren't the only times they used animals or crafted fake animals to spy on their enemies.
The cat!
Cold War, they developed a camera so light that it could be by pigeons in order to take
Mother pigeon!
photos, and they even trained some of these pigeons to drop eavesdropping devices onto window
I
ledges.
knew it wasn't
However, despite
crazy.
successfully placing some of these devices, no usable audio was captured. They even used fake fish to secretly check water samples for the presence of nuclear runoff or other suspicious substances.
You have no idea how much I've been aware of these for the last year. And I just had this feeling in my intuition because I watched patterns. And it happens during certain moments when I'm making certain videos that are confrontational or something of that nature where they don't know what's going on because I'm sneaky and they don't know my whereabouts sometimes. Okay? And these show up. And houseflies. Because they started, this is 6 months of me studying houseflies. Okay? I got everything out of this house when I cleaned it. I don't have problems with things coming in here, and then all of a sudden these flies started doing weird that flies don't do. It's like it had a real mind. Like you were purposely landing there. I can't explain it. That's why I didn't want to make a video about this. But now, I knew it. Because I make sure I kill every fly that comes in this house because they're using this shit. Oh, Aaron, no, they don't. Yes, they do.
Chat, is this real? The birds aren't real. This is exactly why we think these things. Guys, I live alone. No, you don't. Not anymore, at least.
When was the last time you saw Ryan Seacrest? Why do I ask? Because he was recently interviewed for an iHeartRadio special, and he was just unrecognizable, leaving fans asking the question, has Hollywood claimed another celebrity? If you haven't seen the interview, take a look at this.
Who would be your dream
Look at his
residency Vegas?
But my dreams are coming true. Mariah's
Who is
doing
that?
it, right?
That is not the same guy.
Yes, the Mariah Christmas
Is that
one.
Ryan
I can't wait to ask her
Seacrest
what
that you're
what we're
used to
gonna expect
seeing?
from that, what we can't expect from that. So that would be a good one.
This is the Ryan Seacrest we're all used to seeing. And a matter of fact, this was taken just a couple of weeks ago. So who is this Ryan Seacrest? The question needs to be asked. Has Hollywood claimed another celebrity? As I always say in my videos, I understand that people can age. But just take a look at Ryan Seacrest from not too long ago versus the Ryan Seacrest of now. What is going on with Ryan Seacrest? So rumors have started to circulate that Hollywood has claimed another celebrity, this time Ryan Seacrest. So my question to you is, what is going on with Ryan Seacrest? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and as always, I'd love to hear from you.
He doesn't look older. That just looks like a different person. It looks like it could be a look-alike. Oh, Zempic got him. That's what I usually say. But I feel like this is just a body double, right? That's gotta be somebody else. Go back to the time this little man rang my doorbell at 3 a.m. I was freaking out and called my mom. Dude's not even in a hurry. I got a feeling that he knows that he can freak people out. Yeah, no. Yeah, bro. She probably never clocked back in. Y'all think this probably happens more at like actual haunted houses? Well, not actually haunted houses, but like the entertainment ones that you pay to go. It's the perfect place for ghosts or demons to have fun, right?
Did we just save someone from an attempt to...
Crazy. Do you guys not see that person?
Where?
Trying to get into the window?
Where?
Do you guys not see them right there?
Where?
Hey, be careful! Oh my god. Oh my god, did we just...
He was real smooth with it. I'm betting that's not his first time. Dude's probably stalking whoever's on the other side of that window. Not even safe on the 16th floor.
L'ascension des oligarques à la libéralisation sauvage du pays et à la captation des entreprises publiques par des intérêts dans des circonstances troubles. Donc on peut difficilement croire que cela aura un impact.
Dude didn't even care. Just another night for him. I don't know why growing up I always just assumed that all the other cities around the world weren't full of rats, just like New York. But they're everywhere.
Do you guys hear about the depression brain chip? So a man who had severe depression for more than 3 decades appears to have gone into remission thanks to a bespoke brain pacemaker that selectively activates different areas of the brain. It was this experimental thing to where they literally put a brain chip in this person's brain and electrically activate the part of your brain that brings joy.
I don't know how I like that.
I don't know either. What it got me
Just
thinking
get this
about
guy on
is
a
like,
jet ski, dude. Come on. What are we doing?
To me, that was freaky.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's cool. Feeling joy for the first time in 30 years is insane.
Amazing.
But at the same time, how you can take something and with this talk of all these brain chips, you can affect emotions now based off of something that you implant in your brain.
Yeah, and there's just the implications of that. Like, what other emotions can they control?
It makes me think of Kingsman.
Yeah.
That signal to where it makes everyone angry and want to kill each other.
It's such a slippery slope because then they control whatever emotions. And I mean, one day that'll be remotely operated or something.
It's interesting when you think, though, about a lot of those antidepressants. They're like dopamine regulators and stuff like that. And so they're doing like a physical medical solution to it. But then it begs the question, like, where do you draw the moral line? Like, I'm a doom scroller. I'll get caught for hours. And that's a dopamine feed.
Yeah.
And so, like, the morality of, like, I'm regulating my dopamine by watching YouTube, you know, for hours on end. At, like, what point, where in this conversation do we draw the line and say, this is good, this is not?
No,
Yeah.
you're right.
You know it's not going to be free. You stop paying your bills and they turn off your chip. Or worse, they make you feel only sadness or anger or depression. Would y'all actually do this? Would y'all? Because I can understand sometimes exercise and, you know, that vitamin D doesn't really work too well. But I mean, I wouldn't do it. I don't think I could. That is not a dog. Got them skinwalker eyes, son. Nah, that boy's plotting something.
Most of you know that the Appalachian Mountains got some pretty strange stuff going on with it, but did you see the video of the man standing in the Appalachians and all the sounds of nature completely go silent? Check it out real quick.
I experienced some really weird stuff, and it's hard to explain, but I like hanging back in the woods. It's just really creepy sometimes.
Well, many people pointed out that in the video recorded shortly before the last one, 2 people were standing in a similar area when they started to hear screams coming from the woods. I want you to listen closely and let me know if you think this is just some animal or if there's something stranger going on in the Appalachians.
A skinwalker?
You think? That was not normal noise. Look at this angry little coot. I'm just saying.
Doesn't that usually mean there's a predator nearby when everything goes quiet? Like a mountain lion or a cougar? That would creep me the hell out though, if everything went quiet like that. I would get off at the next stop. I think that's patient zero and the zombie apocalypse is about to start. Taking a chill nap? Oh. Yeah. If this is what you find relaxing, I think it's time to go see a therapist. The curtain's a nice touch though. Makes it look like an actual window. I'll give him that.
And we're just going to sit down, and all of a sudden she goes, Brandy, what is that? And I turn over to my left, and it's a whole video cassette in a plastic bag sitting on a rock in an odd place. And that is before the flood. Oh my God, this could be a mystery. So we are currently on a mission trying to find this damn VCR. So wish us luck. We actually thought it would be easier to find one than what it has been. All right, we found one.
Mission completed.
Mission completed. Hopefully it works. So guys, update. We found this damn tape at a crazy location, and it definitely looked like it was placed there to be found. Anything could be on it, which is, you know, the fun of it. So we've been searching for a VCR, and let me tell you guys, it was not easy to find. We done called everybody's mom, we done hit up grandmas and all type of stuff, and nobody had a VCR. So we finally found one, and I swore I thought I had those wires at the house and couldn't find them anywhere. So now I done called a couple stores, they're discontinued, and well, one of our friends just messaged us right now that she's at her resident's house and he still has one of those black TVs with a built-in VCR that works. And she's gonna ask him, and well, she did, and he said yes. So now we are on our way there. So video coming soon. All right, guys, it's time.
This is probably not a good idea.
Wait, what was it?
Girl,
It was
some guy in the mirror looking like a devil. Talking to himself, no.
Oh, come on, man. That's it. Did she post the oh, here. I think this is the full one.
All right, guys, it's time.
Wait, what was it?
Girl, some guy in the mirror looking like a devil. Talking to himself, no. What are they saying though? I don't know.
I think you have 7 days to live now. So I would start making arrangements. When you ask your tour guide to take you to a prohibited area in Egypt. Whoa. Wait, hold up. What is that? Oh, that's terrifying. Dude was just cursed. He just doesn't know it yet. And I feel like I was just cursed by watching this video. Thanks, buddy.
A scary moment, this carnival ride malfunctioned, a car apparently crashing into another at a school event in the Pico Union area of Los Angeles. Some riders were reportedly trapped for up to 1 hour. Thankfully, no injuries were reported. A scary moment, this car—
No injuries? Really? Not even a bruise? Not even a stub toe? Now that's lucky, man. Oh my goodness gracious. Ooh, boy. Jesus, bro. The fear I would have after falling into the water. Because after the elephant, you know there's got to be some crocodiles in there somewhere. Being poor saved me yet again. Yeah, me too, bro. I ain't going on no safari anytime soon.
Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. And right now, you can save £50 per... Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. And right now, you can save £50 per... Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. And right now, you can save...
Why is he stalking her? Yo, that's hilarious. Bro's just waiting around the corner. He specifically doesn't like her.
You shouldn't go through life any longer without knowing this. There was a 9-foot great white shark back in 2003 that was tagged by scientists. Just a couple of months after this, the tag was found by a beach 2.5 miles from where the shark was originally tagged. When they pulled the data from the tag, it showed that the great white abruptly dove to depths of 2,000 feet and lower, which means something else swallowed that 9-foot shark whole and went down to the bottom of the ocean. There was a man who hired his neighbor to impregnate his wife and then sued him after 72 failed attempts. He paid $2,500 for his neighbor. Okay. Tom Cruise has been blacklisted from buying a Bugatti. He's actually apparently been banned since 2006 because on the red carpet, he struggled to open the passenger side door in front of cameras, and that moment was everywhere. So now he's on a do not sell list for the entire company. That's kind of hilarious. Chris Hansen was on a podcast a couple of months ago and was asked the question, have you ever caught a female predator? And he said, never.
That's kind of funny because we know they're out there. The amount of female teachers that are getting caught now is scary. I think they're out there. They just have different methods. That's another thing I think they're hiding from us is maybe not a megalodon, but maybe something really big in the ocean. Or maybe it was a UFO, dragged it to the bottom. It's gotta be something, right? It can't just plunge that far.
Fake labubus could kill you. An urgent warning has now been handed out claiming that the knockoff furry toys are laced with horror chemicals that can So far this year, 259,000 fake toys have been seized at the UK border. Out of these, 90% were fake labubus, known as lafufus. 75% of these failed safety tests, with banned chemicals and hazards found. 46% reported serious safety issues, including chemicals linked to cancer and choking hazards.
Yikes, 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 yikes. Well, damn. So I guess they are cursed. Cursed with horrible chemicals. Hey, so by the way, for all the people who buy from Shein, it's the exact same chemicals. Well, there you go. Not surprising at all. No lafufus for you. Buy the real thing, I guess. Or don't buy them, actually. Mexican vivarium. That's actually very scary looking. It looks like an outdoor prison. I could absolutely not live there. Well, damn, now I've seen everything. An ant reenactment of the crucifixion. That is a top tier For You page pull right there. That felt like pulling like a legendary Pokemon card or something. There's no way you're about to tell me good news. Yo, oh my god. Bro's like, damn. What is, oh my god. You better start praying, man. Looking at the monitor like I ain't never seen this before in my life. Oh my god. That's a pretty good reason to be scared.
I mean, come on. Let's take a deep dive into all the conspiracy theories surrounding it. Here's a handful of books that were posted on Amazon on September 9th, but Charlie Kirk was shot on September 10th. Then Amazon supposedly changed the date to September 11th, the day after. But the publication date still said September 9th. But if you go to search for the book now, you come up with this. Now you could explain this with just an editing error, or this plane identified as N88KG took off from Provo Airport exactly 1 hour after he was shot. And that airport is only a 13-minute drive from the campus location. This plane apparently turned its radar off only a half hour into the flight. And as you can see, there is only one flight recorded for this aircraft. So there's a 45-minute window in which this flight is completely unaccounted for. And when you try and access more information on it, you get this. So I went on the flight radar myself, and this is what I found. Now wait for the time to hit the 7:48 mark. What was that jump? There's an apparent 35-minute gap in the flight time. So what was the next destination after this? There's more to get into, so stay tuned. I mean, come on.
Bro, I did not realize the amount of weird things that are happening around this entire situation. Like, they started tearing down the whole stand where he was giving his speech or whatever he was doing, like almost immediately, like days after, which you would think they would leave it alone because it's a crime scene, right? Some people were saying he's still alive. I don't know about that, but I'm leaning more in the direction that this was like a setup by them agencies. You know which ones? Wait, how's he steering that? That's amazing, bro. Just casually driving his living room around. Dude looks happier in that than I've seen some people in Lambos. I love it, man. That's awesome.
Acércale más con la cara. No hiciste nada. Ándale, sí, así, así. Uy. Sí, tío, no, sí, güey, ahí está. ¿Ya? Media cara, güey. Es media cara nada más. Mira. Sus orejitas, güey. Está, güey. Neta.
Mortal Kombat tree? They sounded like they were baked too.
The United Nations is proposing a universal digital identification system that would be directly connected to people's bank accounts and payment apps. So if everybody had a UNID, this would connect the whole world under an identification system, because the UN is all countries. So you wouldn't only have a United States ID, you would also have a UN ID. The UN had this agenda briefing. It's called the Global Digital Compact, an open, free, and secure digital future for all. Now, why would they want to connect to the banking? If there's some way that the whole world is going to communicate under one currency, then they're going to have to be identified under one unit of identification. And so that's why I thought it was interesting that it wasn't just ID, but if this UNID, the goal is to be connected to my banking system. I still think this is so strange because this is directly correlated with the whole idea that the IMF wants to create a global banking system. What's interesting is that when you look at what the World Economic Forum propagates, they want to propagate human identification with a biometric system. And they have this program called the New Champions, where they allow new companies to come in to help them with their agenda. Fingerprint cards joined the World Economic Forum's New Champion initiative, and their whole objective is to create biometrical identifications and put it on debit cards, smart cards, and identification cards.
1984, bro. The New World Order. It's happening. UK's doing digital ID now, right? They're gonna require that. The rest of the world is next. It don't even make sense, dude. They already track us. We already have socials. We already have everything they could ever want. It's just another way of controlling regular people. They want to be so far up our butts that they can see our teeth. POV, you and your friends are tied up and trapped in cages. You have 1 hour to escape. What kind of escape room? This just looks like one of the saw traps. I don't think they're getting out. What if you can't figure out how to escape? You just have to sit there in silence for an hour until Jigsaw comes back in the room on his tricycle.
So like if I had a projector right now, I could probably project something. This car. Yeah, I know I don't need to get this big. I'm gonna destroy these power lines.
And how the hell is she doing that? Is there like a light behind her? The homeless guy on the next block over. Now I feel bad for the imaginary homeless guy.
So I'm gonna tell you guys a little story. So I do graveyard shifts for security, right? I'm at a different site now, but this happened at the one of my last sites. So this was around 2 in the morning. I want to say 1:30, around 2 in the morning. And I had to do like couple parking garages, go up and down, check vehicles, check if anybody's not supposed to be there, like homeless, stuff like that. But I worked like with a cluster of buildings on like a whole block in close to downtown Phoenix. So this particular night, it's around 2 in the morning, this limo pulls up and it drives past me while I'm doing my rounds. And when it does, like, it just feels so ominous. You know what I mean? Like, so freaky, like ominous, like a real strange feeling. And it went past me and it went towards the main building, and it's not supposed to be there. So I go towards the vehicle and I see the driver get out. And it's like a chauffeur, you know what I mean? Like it's driving a limo. But this dude, he looks like a zombie almost. Like he looks dead. He has the hat, he has the attire, you know. He looks fucking dead. And he walks to the back of the limo and he opens the door. And this tall, slender dude comes out, right? And he's wearing like Victorian clothes, like old school Victorian clothes. And him himself, like, he looks f***ing dead too. Like, he's got really pale white skin. He just looks dead. It's the best way I can put it. He looks dead. And his hair, like, the top of his hair is slick forward, but everything else is like slick back, you know what I mean? And he gets out and he looks at me, and I'm approaching him. And the driver, like, he kind of looks at me, and then he looks at the tall guy. And then the tall guy looks at me and he smiles. And I just feel weird, like so weird. And he goes, he's like, "Good evening." And I'm like, okay. I was like, "How you doing, sir?" He goes, "Hi, I'm trying to look for a place to stay for the night. Do you have any suggestions?" And I said, "Well, this building is like an office building. The building down the way is a DoubleTree. It's a hotel if you want to stay there." And he's like, "Oh, okay." He looked at me like dead in my eyes, and he was like, "You look like an honest man." He's like, "Do you?" And I kind of like, I don't know, I kind of like felt weird after. I felt even more weird when he said that. He's like, "You look like an honest guy. Do they have a pool inside the building?" And I was like, "Yeah, they should have a pool on the rooftop. And if it's not on the rooftop, then it should be like in the center of in the building surrounding it." And he said, "Oh, okay." He's like, "Would they have a lounge there too?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have a lounge." And he's like, "All right." And he's like, "Oh, well, thank you, sir. I appreciate you." And I kind of look past him inside the limo, and there's another dude sitting in there, and there's 2 other women sitting in there. And they both look the same as this guy. Like, they look dead. They look f***ing dead. And they're wearing all like old Victorian clothes. And he sticks out his hand, and I kind of look at his hand, and I'm kind of like, I got nervous a little bit, but I ain't no bitch. So I stuck my hand out and I shook his hand. But as soon as my hand touched his, all I felt was this cold shiver come over me. And it, like, I don't know, something happened. Something happened when he touched my hand. And he shook my hand for like maybe a few seconds, and then he let go. And then he was like, "You are an honest man." So I don't know if like this mother is a vampire, if these motherfuckers are vampires or something, but they look dead. That's the best way I could describe it. And he's like, "You are an honest man." He's like, thank you for letting us know. Thank you for the information." I said, "Oh, no problem." And when they took off, the driver closed the door. The lights were still on in the back, right? So when the driver got in, the lights turned off in the back seat. And I swear to you, like, all their eyes were still glowing and looking at me when they took off. So I don't know, like, I'm just saying, like, maybe vampires are real. Maybe he could have killed me. Maybe he could have drained my blood. Maybe he just thought, like, I don't know, but he was like, "You are an honest man." And then he got inside the car. But I don't know, that was a weird experience for me. I think vampires are real, to be honest, because I've never seen anything like that. Everybody looked dead in the vehicle. They didn't smell. I mean, I didn't smell anything, but they looked dead. That's the best way I can describe it. I believe they were vampires. Judge me if you want. I don't give a. I know what I saw. I know what I dealt with. So don't judge me. Deuce.
Dude was about to go missing. Why do I believe him? This story sounds true.
I can't quite believe that people still consider it to be a hoax. In the summertime of 1996, a young man, 19-year-old man called John Whaley, came down to Wiltshire to visit crop circles. One night, he decided he was going to do a night watch. He asked various people in the barge inn if anybody wanted to join him, but because it was wet and cold and raining, nobody wanted to go with him. So he went along on his own, set up his tent, and during the night, just around 4 o'clock in the morning, as it became light, he was awoken by some sounds. He opened the zip of his tent, and to his absolute amazement, noticed that there were these orbs, white orbs of light flying around in the field. He grabbed his camcorder and handheld filmed these orbs flying around the field for more than 15 minutes. He was completely transfixed by them. When it finished, he grabbed his camera and excitedly wanted to tell people, but there was no one around. It was dawn. So he drove to the barge inn.
1996 John Whaley footage. The footage quickly became famous, later known as the Oliver's Castle video. National Geographic aired a debunk with Whaley himself claiming it was a hoax. The video experts still question whether anyone could have faked something of that quality in just a few hours with 1996 tech. So the video is real. It was created in 1996. That's some pretty good footage. Like, dude had to be like a Hollywood person, right? To make something like that in 96. Computers weren't even in like your average household. You have to be somebody important to have access to CGI like this anyways. Well guys, that's all I have today. Thanks for hanging out with me again. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, you're awesome and I appreciate you. And with that, I'll see you in the next video.